Meta Platforms, the company behind Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, just shook the tech world with a big announcement. 1,500 jobs cut in its Metaverse division, Reality Labs. That's roughly 10% of the team, and it's more than just numbers. It's a sign that even billion-dollar visions can face harsh reality when growth doesn't meet expectations. Here's the context. A few years back, the Metaverse wasn't just a project at Meta. It was the company's future. Mark Zuckerberg called it the next chapter of human connection, and even rebranded Facebook Incorporated to Meta in 2021 to underline this shift. The vision was clear. People would live, work, and socialize in immersive virtual worlds. But here's the kicker. Big visions don't always translate into immediate results. One of Meta's flagship Metaverse projects, Horizon Worlds, illustrates this perfectly. Despite all the hype, it only had around 200,000 users in 2022. Compare that to Instagram's 3 billion users, and suddenly, the numbers tell a story that's hard to ignore. Analysts see this as more than just low adoption. It's a signal that mainstream audiences aren't ready, or perhaps aren't interested, in committing to fully immersive virtual worlds just yet. Now, let's be real for a second. Cutting 1,500 jobs isn't just a corporate decision. It's a reflection of reality hitting ambition. Meta invested billions in the Metaverse, betting on long-term growth. But the results weren't there, and leadership had to adjust. Here's a key insight. Even the biggest companies with some of the most visionary leaders have to pivot when the market doesn't cooperate. Vision alone isn't enough. Execution and adoption matter just as much. From an industry perspective, this tells us something bigger. The Metaverse as a mass-market product may still be a decade away. VR and AR are cool technologies, but they face serious adoption challenges. Devices are expensive, experiences aren't universally appealing, and social behavior hasn't shifted enough to make fully immersive worlds a daily habit. Meta's Reality Labs laid the groundwork, but the mainstream just isn't there yet. Meanwhile, Meta is shifting its focus toward another massive arena: artificial intelligence. In November 2025, the company announced a plan to invest $600 billion in AI data centers across the US. That's a mind-blowing figure, and a clear signal that Meta sees AI as the next battleground for dominance, possibly even bigger than the Metaverse. From a strategic perspective, this is smart. AI is already transforming everything from social media feeds to virtual assistants, and Meta is positioning itself to lead. Here's a transformative takeaway. Meta's layoffs and pivot aren't failures. They're lessons in real-world leadership and adaptability. Too often, we romanticize the idea of billion-dollar visions and assume they'll succeed because the idea is big. But the truth? Even the boldest visions need feedback, testing, and the courage to pivot when reality doesn't match expectation. On the leadership side, Meta also announced Dina Powell McCormick as president, someone with experience navigating government, funding, and complex organizational strategy. This move isn't just about filling a role. It's signaling a new phase for Meta, one where ambition meets practical execution. Powell McCormick's focus on AI funding and data center development underscores that Meta is doubling down on areas with tangible results and clear paths to influence, rather than speculative dreams. So what does this all mean? For creators, tech enthusiasts, and investors watching Meta, it's a reminder that visionary ideas are only as strong as their execution and adoption. Zuckerberg's Metaverse dream wasn't abandoned. It's being recalibrated in the face of reality. And for anyone chasing big ideas in tech or business, the lesson is clear. Ambition without adaptability can cost millions, or in this case, thousands of jobs. But learning to pivot is what separates enduring companies from ones that fade away. With 1,500 jobs cut from Reality Labs, Meta is sending a loud and clear message. The future isn't just about virtual worlds anymore. While the Metaverse was once the crown jewel of Mark Zuckerberg's vision, the company is now pivoting aggressively toward artificial intelligence, signaling a shift that could redefine both its business model and its role in tech. The scale of this pivot is staggering. In November 2025, Meta announced plans to invest $600 billion in AI-focused data centers across the U.S. That's not just a budget, it's a statement. The company is betting that AI will drive the next wave of digital transformation, from smarter content recommendations on Instagram to entirely new virtual assistants, and maybe even technologies we haven't imagined yet. Analysts see this as Meta's attempt to reclaim momentum after the slower-than-expected adoption of Metaverse experiences. But let's pause and analyze this strategically. The move to AI isn't just about chasing trends. It's about practical growth, scalability, and measurable impact. The Metaverse, while visionary, faced adoption challenges. High costs, limited audience, and a steep learning curve. By contrast, AI already integrates into people's daily lives and business operations, making it a more immediate lever for influence and revenue. For Meta, this is about aligning ambition with opportunity. They're taking lessons from Reality Labs' struggles and applying them to a domain where the payoff is tangible and the potential reach is massive. Another important factor is leadership. With the appointment of Dina Powell McCormick as president, Meta is signaling that its focus isn't just technological. It's organizational and financial. McCormick, a former senior advisor in the U.S. government, is expected to oversee funding strategies and manage the growth of AI infrastructure. This shows that Meta isn't just pivoting internally. It's planning to navigate political and regulatory challenges that come with such massive investments. Leadership like this is critical in transforming ambitious visions into structured, actionable outcomes. From a transformative perspective, the Reality Labs layoffs and the AI pivot offer a broader lesson about adaptability and innovation. Even billion-dollar visions need course corrections. Meta's Metaverse experiment wasn't a total failure. It created foundational technology, insights about user behavior, and a roadmap for immersive experiences. But it also proved that even visionary companies must remain grounded in real-world adoption metrics. Innovation without adaptability risks being more symbolic than practical, regardless of budget or hype. The market is watching closely. Meta's shift suggests that the company will become a leader in AI infrastructure, data optimization, and machine learning applications across social media platforms. By reallocating talent and capital, they're doubling down on projects that promise both immediate value and long-term dominance. In essence, Meta is evolving. The Metaverse dream is still alive, but now it's part of a broader strategy where AI is the engine driving growth, relevance, and influence. For viewers, entrepreneurs, and tech enthusiasts, this story is instructive. It shows that ambition must meet adaptability. Bold ideas will always capture attention, but their survival depends on execution, timing, and the courage to pivot when necessary. Zuckerberg's journey with Meta demonstrates that even massive setbacks can lead to renewed focus, smarter investment, and a clearer path toward impact. In conclusion, Meta's Reality Labs layoffs and AI pivot highlight a key lesson. In technology, failure isn't final. It's a roadmap. Visionary ideas like the Metaverse provide valuable lessons, and the true test is how a company uses those lessons to evolve. Meta is betting big on AI, applying what it learned from Metaverse experiments, and positioning itself for the next era of tech dominance. The company's story is a masterclass in adapting ambition to reality, reminding us that the future belongs not only to the visionary but to the adaptable.